Hey friends, I'm so glad you found me. I'm Stephanie Carter Kelly, a physical therapist that uses yoga in just about everything that I do. Today, we're going to focus on the best exercises for you to build strength and support for your core. For some of you to achieve whole health, you need to focus on the intellectual aspect of your health. What that means is you need to understand more about the body. You need to understand more about the treatments or the exercises that you're given. And you want to be confident that you're getting the best information for you. So today I'm going to help the intellectual aspect of your health by sharing with you exercises that I have been using for many years because they're based on the anatomy of the body and research that shows that these muscles are actually activated in the best way. And they are muscles that specifically target this whole lumbar spine, this whole low back region. But before we start the 4 exercises that target your core, I want you to do a little bit of cat-cow, some mobility through the spine before starting each exercise in a new position. I want you to be really aware of the position of your back and finding that neutral position. I interpret this neutral position as a comfortable position for you to train. Every body is different. So if I tell you to flatten out the back or round the back, your low back may not have the flexibility or the extensibility to get into that position, and so you're not going to be comfortable in that position. You also don't want to exercise at end range. So you don't want to have this big arch in your back, and you don't want to be rounded. So you're somewhere in between those extremes of motion, but where you can find the most comfort. If you've been to physical therapy, you may have heard this termed as an anterior and a posterior pelvic tilt. And I just teach that you need to go back and forth between those pelvic tilt positions in order to find the most comfortable position for you. The first exercise that we're going to start with is going to target the abdominal muscles. I call it the tugboat exercise, and I recommend that you just hold this position with your legs up in the air. It's also called a modified boat pose. Boat pose is where you're in a V sit position, but I like to do the abdominal training with the back in a more supported position. And so looking at these pictures from left to right, they get easier as you go across the screen. And so you may need to start on the right side of this screen in order to target the abdominals. The most important part is that you rock that pelvis a little bit and engage the abdominal muscles. So you're doing that posterior pelvic tilt, rounding a little bit. You don't have to push the small of the back as flat as you possibly can on the ground. You just want to make sure that you're rocking that pelvis to set the position, keep it nice and still while you then go and lift the legs. I have another video that goes through this very specifically to teach you how to find what position is most appropriate for your strength level at this time, and it gives you a way to progress. The second is progressing to a one-leg bridge. And I say progress to a one-leg bridge because when I look at people doing a one-legged bridge, a lot of times their pelvis is moving all over the place. And so the key to doing this exercise correctly is that the pelvis stays nice and still. So you may have to get really strong in a two-legged bridge or a traditional bridge pose. This exercise is targeting the glutes. And then when you go to lift that leg, you're also really going to target the abdominal core, those muscles that wrap around across the body, attach onto the pelvis, and hold the pelvis nice and stable. So make sure that you're nice and strong in a two-legged bridge before you progress to a one-leg bridge position. The third exercise is a single limb lift. And so it can be one arm lift, it can be a one leg lift. Again, before you do this, you want to go back and forth between the cat-cow, find that nice neutral position. If you look at the model in these pictures, she doesn't have a sag or an arch through the low back. She's not rounded up towards the ceiling. Finding that nice neutral position and holding that position while you do the arm lift. Hold it for a few breaths. Then you can do the other arm and lift. With the arms down, you can also then do a leg lift. The legs are harder to do because, again, you're going to influence the position of the pelvis. You have to really think about belly button to the spine in order to maintain the position of the pelvis. But lifting an arm, lifting a leg, all of those exercises are going to train the back muscles. You can also progress to lifting opposite arm and leg, but I suggest starting here so that you really feel the whole entire torso contracting to give you that support through the spine. The fourth position is the side plank. So whether you do a side plank from the hand or from the forearm, you're achieving the same thing. You're training the bottom, the side that's closest to the floor. You're training that hip and you're training that quadratus lumborum, that very deep muscle that runs beside the spine and provides a lot of support. It's a big, thick muscle. So this is a great one also to progress to. And I find in my classes, this is hard for people to do, but we keep working on it, trying to get stronger in this side plank position. So those are the 4 exercises that I recommend that you do, maybe not on a daily basis, every other day. 4 exercises could take you 5 minutes. You could do it a little longer. It could take you 10 minutes, especially if you're giving some time to do the cat-cows or that mobility in between each exercise, just to bring some awareness to the sensations that you feel in your back as you do it. So if you like this information, if you know other people that really, when they think about their health, they need to do all the research and they need to know the best exercise, the best, most effective way to train something, share this video with that person. And please subscribe to my channel. As you can see in this picture, I've got 83 people subscribed to my YouTube channel. I would really like to achieve 100 people that have subscribed to this channel. This gives me a few more things that I can do on YouTube once I reach that magical number of 100. You can always visit my website, stephaniecarterkelly.com. If you want more information, more links to videos and blog posts that I've written about how to really take care of your back with an approach that addresses the body, the mind, and the spirit. Namaste.